I, 29M, and my girlfriend, 28F, have been together for 4 years. It was good in the beginning, nothing too rocky. Sometimes I'd forget it was my turn to do the dishes, and that was the most we'd get into it about. But as of recently, we've been fighting a lot more. Whenever I want to kiss her or cuddle her, she gets immediately disgusted, or she says she's too tired. Which is fine, I respect her right to feel the way she feels and do what she wants to do, but I haven't touched her in weeks, and she hasn't touched me either. My love language is physical touch, and I thought hers was too, but I guess things changed. With her moving houses and the added stress of that and work, I guess it made sense why she was closed off. She usually would get isolated whenever she was upset, but I was never like that. I thought it was fine, but whenever I thought about it longer, I felt things were off. First, she didn't give me the address to her new house, which I thought was weird. I live in an apartment, not really big enough for 2 people, but I would have made it work if she wanted to stay with me. I never felt the need to get a house, but she said she needed to live somewhere more stable, a place she owned, and I completely understood that. After an argument we had when I told her I felt she was dismissing me and stopped telling me things, stopped touching me, and how she wouldn't even give me her home address, she felt bad. Almost immediately she started crying, and I felt so bad. I felt so horrible for making her cry, even though I was really upset. I thought about the direction my life was headed and how I didn't want to lose her just because she's going through something stressful. So we hugged, and that night we had sex. Then we started going to the movies, we started kissing in public and doing everything we used to do together again. She even gave me the key to her house, which felt nice. It felt like I was getting closer with her. It felt so nice. She came with me to my parents for Christmas and Christmas Eve. Everything was really great. But a month after that, she started to get dismissive again and got upset when I called her babe on the phone and told me not to. I assumed she was going through the same thing she did a month prior. I know it sounds shitty, but I just assumed it was her period. After a day or so of not hearing from her, I decide to go to Walgreens and get her chocolates and flowers to make her feel better. If I can't comfort her physically or even verbally, I assume chocolates and flowers would help. But when I go to her house and open her door, with the key she gave me, to surprise her, I see some guy on the couch I didn't even know. His pants were off and she was laying on him without a shirt on. I immediately felt like throwing up. I threw the key she gave me on the ground and I left with all the things I bought her. All this effort into loving her and trying to be there for her, and she just cheated on me. I guess I should have seen it coming sooner because of how much she just did not care for my needs when all I did was care about hers. But I guess I was blind in that aspect, I don't know. I believed it made sense, but of course I was still upset. Trying to give her the benefit of the doubt with the stress of moving, but that clearly wasn't it. But the worst part about seeing her cheating on me was that when I left the house, she didn't even come after me or try to explain herself. Being as angry as I was, I told her parents and her friends, the ones I were close with, that she cheated on me and that they will no longer be seeing me around. They all flooded my texts with apologies and disbelief. It honestly felt worse knowing I couldn't see them. And I guess it was shitty for me to air that out to her friends and family, but I didn't care. What she did to me was worse. I then blocked her on everything afterwards, giving her 24 hours to apologize, which she did not do. 5 months later, I was still single on my own accord. I was tired and didn't want to play the dating game anymore. I focused mainly on my work. I also moved cities so I did not have to be near her. Then I get a call from an unknown number and answer it. It's my ex-girlfriend. She told me she got knocked up by the guy she cheated on me with, and she found out he was married and he stopped seeing her. She wants money to terminate the baby, and her friends and family won't talk to her. She wants me to pay for the abortion for old time's sake. I couldn't even stomach the rest of the phone call and said, "Figure it out yourself," and blocked her new number. I really couldn't believe she would even ask me that. I could believe it because of everything she did to me, but part of myself wished she wouldn't even think about calling me. I don't feel as bad for it now. I guess what goes around comes around.